Okay, if you didn't finish up that Ed puzzle, it's now on your own time, so get that done. Alright, what I want you to do is, well, actually, we'll do one together, and then I'll do one on your own. So, do you remember what this thing is called?
Oh, it's like...
Very funny, Mia.
Well,
It's not...
Oh, it's attached. That's what it was.
It's attached, yes. Put everything else away. This means attached to. Okay? This right here is called a hydrated salt. It's a hydrate. Why do we call it a hydrate? Because it has waters attached. How many groups of water are attached to this salt? 2. So if we diagram it out, it would look like this. You have your magnesium chloride. I like to put it in clouds. You don't have to put it in a cloud. It just makes it pretty for me. Okay? And you've got 2 water molecules that are attached to that magnesium chloride. Okay? Now what I need us to do is I need us to find the percent of water in the hydrated magnesium chloride. So how are we going to find the percent of water in that hydrated salt? Go ahead.
You get the gram formula now.
Okay, so let's do that first. Okay? So the whole thing. So let's find the amount that magnesium chloride weighs. So magnesium, there's one of them. It weighs 24. You have a periodic table in front of you? I'm human. I make mistakes. You should be checking me. Make sure magnesium is 24. I do. I make mistakes. What? You find it, Allison? Do you need another one? Alright. So magnesium is 24. Chlorine, we're going to use 35, which means it's going to be 70. This gives us a gram formula mass of 94 grams per mole. But that's only for this magnesium chloride part. This purple part. I don't have purple. This purple part. That weighs 94 grams. Okay? There's 2 waters. Each water weighs how much? 18. So 2 times 18 is going to give us 36 grams per... Well, it's actually per 2 moles, but we'll do 36 grams. So that's going to be this and this. Each one of those is 18. I'll make them orange. 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 So how much does the whole thing weigh? 130 grams. Oh, that's a nice, pretty number. 130 grams for the whole thing. So far, so good? Yeah. Okay. Let's find out the percent of water in the magnesium chloride dihydrate, 2 H2Os. Okay? We know that the whole thing weighs 130 grams. How much did the water weigh? 36 grams. So, if we want the percent of water, we're going to take the part that's water. You see how I wrote PH2O? That stands for part that is water over the whole thing, which we know is 130, times 100. 36 grams over 130 times 100. And we get the percent of water, which is going to be 28%. Check my math. I'm good?
No, like 27.
I'm just going to make them whole numbers just because it makes our lives so much easier. Okay? So 28% water. Everybody good with that? Okay. If it's 28% water, how much salt is it? Yeah, the rest. 72% of this is salt. 72% of the magnesium chloride. Okay. What happens if I give you a bucket? That's a bucket. And in that bucket, I put 100 grams of magnesium chloride dihydrate. And I said to you, how much water is in that bucket?
28%.
28% of 100 grams, right? So if it's 28% of 100 grams, how many grams of water do I have in that bucket? How much? You didn't lie. 28. Okay? 28%. 28% of 100 grams is, and then there's a line, right? So when you have words like this, 28% of, do you know what the of stands for in mathematical terms? Multiply. Good. 28% of. So if you see the word of, you're multiplying. And is the equal sign. So really what we have here is 28% times 100 grams equals. That's what that is. Do you understand that? And if I do 28%, it would be 0.28 times 100 equals, and then we already know this is going to be 28 grams. However, what about if I give you a bucket, and in that bucket I put 496 grams of magnesium chloride dihydrate? How much water is in that bucket? What percent of this whole thing was water? 28%. So 28% of 100 grams gave us this. What about if I wanted 28% of the 496 grams? How much of it would be water? I have no idea because I just made those numbers up. Alex has a number for us. Go. 139? Okay. Do you understand what just happened there? 28% of 496 is 139 grams. Boys. Okay. So no matter what this number is, can I figure out how much water I have? Yes. Do you understand? Okay. Let's do one on your own. I'll make one up. Let's say aluminum fluoride. Let's do trihydrate. If I give you aluminum fluoride trihydrate, what percent of that is water? I'm going to stop the video for a second and then give you a chance to do it. Alright, so for those of you who didn't get it yet, you got it? What'd you get? 39%. Good. Aluminum, there's 1 at 27. Fluorine, there's 3 at 19. Helps if you add right. Okay. And then we've got 3 waters at 18 apiece. 3 times 18 is 54. 84 and 54 total is going to give us 138 grams. Okay, if we want the percent that's water, we're going to take the part that's water over the whole thing times 100. 54 over 138 times 100, and we get 39% water. Okay, good? If I handed you a bucket with 947 grams of aluminum fluoride trihydrate in it, how much of it would be water? 39% of 947. So let's do that. 39% times 947. Oh, my fingers are not working this morning. 0.39 times 947. How much? 369 grams. 369.3 grams of it is going to be water. Okay? Any questions on that? Okay. Next. What about, and this is what we're going to do in our next lab, so this is why I've been building up to this. What about if I handed you a hydrate? Okay, what does a hydrate mean? It has water attached. Okay, so the water is attached, and that hydrate weighed 92 grams. And I tell you, you're going to heat that hydrate up. What's going to happen when you heat it up? It's going to boil. What's going to happen to the water that's on that hydrate? It's going to go asta pasta, right? It's going to go bye-bye. And so when you heat that hydrate up, it is going to become what we call an anhydrate. What do you think an anhydrate means? No water. An means without. Okay? So anhydrate without water. And I tell you that that sucker weighs 58.88 grams. Can you tell me how much water was lost? Yep, you're going to subtract it. Because what this is doing, and this is saying with the water, and this is without the water. 33.5. Okay, so the water weighs 33.12 grams. Can you tell me what the percent of water was in that hydrate? You mean the crayon lab? Yeah, you're getting there. We're going to find moles in a few minutes. Okay. So to find, yes, it is 36%. So if you find, yes, you have to. If you find the percent of water, you're going to have the part that's water over the whole thing times 100. What's the part that's water? 33.12. And what does the whole thing weigh? Which number is the whole thing? Why is it the 92?
Because that's with the water.
This is with the water. This is the salt and the water together. That's the whole thing. This is just the salt. This is just the water. You see that? So we're going to put it over 92, and we're going to multiply it by 100, and we're going to end up with 36%. Good? Do you understand what just happened there? That's our next lab. I'm going to hand you a hydrate. You're going to heat it up, and you're going to figure out the percent of water in that hydrate. How are you going to do that? Well, it's not going to boil, but the water is going to evaporate off of it, correct?
Yes.
When you heat it up, and you're going to get two numbers. You're going to get a number when it has the water attached to it, and you're going to get a number when it doesn't have the water attached to it, and then you're going to subtract them to get the mass of the water.